Hello again, this is Steve for LessonsOnlineTV, and this is the second video, the second lesson on this video series concerning the Greek language. In this lesson, Greek 101, I'm going to tell you a few simple phrases that you say in Greek like every day. Greek 101 after all. So I'm going to do this. I'll cut this board in half with this line, and this part is English, this part is Greek, okay? Because I haven't said anything about the Greek alphabet, I'm actually going to write the Latin transcript, how you pronounce words. Okay, so let's start. When you see somebody, like, you want to say good morning. Okay, good morning. This is one of the simplest words we usually learn. Good morning. This is actually pretty well known, I think. It's actually written like this, if you want to use a Latin transcript. It really means, it's actually said, Kalimera. Okay? This is actually good day. Okay? This pattern is found in all the rest, in the rest of the words. Now, if you want to say good afternoon, evening, you actually say Kalispera. This is an I. Kalispera. Good. This is not exactly, it is afternoon, but it's kind of ancient. You don't really say espera anymore. So if you're chatting with somebody, you're gonna be like, hey, kalimera. Like, good day, good morning. If you see somebody, like, okay, morning is from 6 o'clock, I don't know, 6 o'clock in the morning, a.m. It's actually, the sun is up, usually, in Greece. So I can actually say Kalimera up until 12, like exactly midday. From that point onward, you can actually start to say that. Not you can, you should actually use that, Kalispera. Kalispera should be used from 12 up until, I don't know, night. When you actually start saying good night. Now, good night. Night is actually Kalinichta. This is like the best Latin transcript I can find, this being a sound. And it's good night. It's really that clear. And now, to be more accurate, good afternoon, there is actually a set of words describing it, because this is actually evening. It's not really afternoon, if you don't want to say good afternoon exclusively. But if you say good afternoon, even in English, you don't really say, hey, good afternoon. I don't know if you say it, but in Greek it sounds really weird. Like, you're gonna mainly say that when somebody's leaving, in the same way with good night. You don't go up to somebody and say, hey, good night. It's like, hey, bye. Okay? But if you say, hey, good afternoon, it doesn't sound right. But if somebody's leaving in the afternoon and you want to wish them a good afternoon, you say, Καλό απόγευμα. And this is like a good after meal. Okay, afternoon. That's kind of the context. This is practically the same as this. It's just a declension, like that you inflect it. There's a lot of that in Greek. I'm going to see it afterwards. Now the simplest one, okay? Hi. Hi, hello, okay? It's actually pronounced ya. Yeah, just like that. It sounds very simplistic, but it's actually health. It's a shortened form of the word health. So when you say hi, you're actually wishing somebody health. That's the way it came up. But this is also, it can be used as bye. Like when you say yeah to somebody when you first see them, it's like hey. If you say yeah after talking and you leave, it's pretty obvious that you meant bye. I mean, it's the whole feeling, the whole context that gives this that kind of meaning. So yeah, it's just that. If you want to say now, let's say you started chatting, you're gonna be like, hey, how are you? Okay, how are you? How are you? This has a few ways of being, how do you say, of being said. I'm gonna write down two. These are actually the most common. Okay, this is like πώς είσαι. This is the name. Τι κάνεις. It's like how you are, which is practically how are you. Okay, it's like exactly what you know, but you are exists in this. It's already described because this verb is conjugated. There's a lot of conjugation too in Greek. In the next lessons I will tell you. So how you are and what you do. It's literally what are you doing? But in English it sounds a bit aggressive. Like what are you doing? You wouldn't say that to greet somebody, but you can actually say it in Greek. It's pretty normal. If you say τι κάνεις εκεί, like what are you doing there? It sounds aggressive, yes, but this is pretty good actually. Like, yeah, τι κάνεις. This is actually a pretty good way of saying like, hey, how are you? Or yeah, πώς είσαι? Okay, it's that simple, really. If you want to answer back, okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. No, okay, let's say fine, because that it's not. Usually, if somebody says fine, I would imagine that they could also be pissed off. Like, yeah, it's okay, I'm fine. But it's not. It's not like that. If you actually say καλά, which actually means well, okay, if you actually translate it, I am well. It's like goodly, right? It's like the adverb, okay? I am well. That's the answer to this. I am well, okay? I'm okay. If you want to say not bad, there are a lot of ways to say that, but I don't think you're gonna go up to a Greek and start chatting and say, well, I'm not so well because I don't know what. Fine should do the trick for now. If you want to be polite, you usually ask, and you? Okay, like, how are you too? And you? Well, and you is like, qui, εσύ, και εσύ. This is a slash, right? Or εσύ, just by itself. This is literally you, okay? See, this is like standard. There is no other meaning to that. It's just, it shows the person, you. It's like, and you. It's, if you actually notice, you have que si. Usually, in order to avoid that prolonged we just use e in this place, okay? But if nobody's actually gonna hold it against you, it's not really that bad if you say que si. And see, like, I'm fine. You say that in English too, I think. So, I'm okay. You? It's pretty good. Now, if you want to say thank you for any reason, I mean, I'm not actually laying out a conversation here. I'm just saying a few basic words. It's actually ευχαριστώ. Now, I have no way of explaining that. I think I understand it, but I have no way of explaining it. So just take it for granted. Ευχαριστώ is just the word for thank you, okay? And I'm going to make some space here. I'm just going to erase something. The top, okay? If you want to say you are welcome, I have no idea why you would want to say it, but that's the only way to say it. You say παρακαλώ. So these two go together. Thank you, you're welcome. Okay. Ευχαριστώ παρακαλώ. These are the two words. Okay, so as a Greek 101 lesson, I think this is more than enough. You know basic words. I'm going to just say them all the way again. Okay, there was good morning here. Good morning. Kalimera. Kalimera. Good afternoon, evening. Kalispera. I'm just going to say this column, okay? Καληνύχτα. Καλό απόγευμα. Γεια. Πώς είσαι. Τι κάνεις. Καλά. Και εσύ. Και εσύ. Εσύ? Ευχαριστώ. Παρακαλώ. Now, this is it. This is the end. And in the next video, I'm going to show you the alphabet. Knowing the alphabet is one of the most valuable tools you can actually get. Greek is not written with Latin letters. It's only written with Greek. So if you actually want to get serious about learning Greek, you're going to need the alphabet. So I'll see you in the next video with the Greek alphabet.